Mercedes Mone is back in the headlines for the latest on her 2024 return to the ring, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's going on with Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, and more. Starting things off with Mercedes Mone. It's been a very exhausting few weeks of trying to keep up with every single teaser and report about Mercedes Mone's future in the ring. Lots of mystery, teasers, and hints about where she will land in 2024. All of these teasers from Mercedes herself appear to be heavily hinting and leaning in the direction of returning to WWE. Just so many WWE-related teasers coming from Mercedes over the last few weeks alone. But like we covered a few days ago, the latest big report and belief was that AEW was looking more and more like the favorite to land Mercedes Mone. Well, there's once again been a small update to that entire report. Although the biggest belief is that Mercedes is AEW bound, new reports claim that there's still some individuals that believe WWE could end up still landing Mercedes, and how it could turn out to be another CM Punk situation. So it seems like reporters are basically covering both ends this time around, saying that she may be AEW bound, but that WWE isn't completely out of the realm of possibility. So once reporters play both sides and provide conflicting reports, it's hard to really determine what's true and what's not true. But that's what they're going with right now. Considering the season we're in right now, a lot of fans think a Royal Rumble return could be an option. With Royal Rumble so close, if WWE did land someone like Mercedes or someone of that caliber, it doesn't really make that much sense to bring them back to television a few weeks before Royal Rumble. Might as well just save the return for Royal Rumble match itself to create another one of those magical return moments, like what we saw with Edge's return from a few years back. There's also been some smaller things that fans have noticed and pointed out, such as Sasha Banks' WWE profile page getting a recent refresh update. Some people believe that this is a potential clue if her WWE page is getting refreshed. CM Punk's page also received a fresh update prior to his Survivor Series return. But some fans argue that these recent fresh updates to the WWE profile pages don't really come from WWE themselves. It actually comes from Google and doesn't have any significant meaning towards anyone's return at all. Fans also noticed that Mercedes Mone's official theme song that had been on Spotify for a majority of 2023 has now disappeared from the streaming platform over the last few days, for whatever that's worth. Obviously, no one knows what that means, but it is something that fans noticed, and it's worth pointing out. So, regardless if Mercedes picks WWE or AEW, it seems like there'll be an interesting path and story for her in either promotion. If she goes to AEW, Saraya has already said that she wants to be one of Mercedes' first few opponents in the company because of their history with each other. Saraya nearly had her career ended in 2017 during a match with Mercedes at a WWE live event. So to circle back all these years later and actually be standing in the ring with each other, when a lot of fans thought Saraya would never wrestle again after that injury, would be another magical moment. And if Mercedes finds herself back in WWE, a bunch of story possibilities are there as well. A lot of fans feel like Damage Control is right on the verge of being fed up with Bayley and kicking her out. So if we can see Sasha Banks return to be right there for Bayley and come to her aid against Damage Control, that'll be very exciting. And also with the news that Naomi is expected to wrap up with Impact Wrestling and head back to WWE, you can't help but wonder if Sasha and Naomi's reunion in WWE could even be in play as well. Talk about something that fans thought we'd never see again. How insane and unbelievable would it be to see Sasha and Naomi back as a tag team in the WWE Women's Division? Maybe under Triple H's management and creative control, maybe this tag team run for Sasha and Naomi could turn out to be another dream run that they thought they would never have back in 2022. So no matter what direction she goes for her 2024 return to the ring, It appears to be great possibilities either way. Day 1 edition of Raw featured what many fans felt like was a last chance sort of match for Drew McIntyre for when it came to the World Heavyweight title. Drew got a shot a few months back for the world title and got another shot here to open up the year, but was unsuccessful in both attempts. The Day 1 title match almost saw Drew McIntyre overcome all odds to win the World Heavyweight title. Drew took out the Judgment Day, who was trying to help Damian Priest cash his contract, and was able to get back in the ring to Claymore Seth Rollins. But Drew accidentally rolled Seth's legs onto the ropes during the pin, causing the pin to break up. Drew McIntyre posted a video onto his socials in where he said that he simply didn't know what was next for him following the big world title match loss. Despite coming up short in several world title matches, Drew McIntyre has been getting a lot of time, focus, and character development in recent months. Some are labeling it as Drew turning heel, but Drew pointed out on Twitter that he never really turned heel. He never dissed the fans, never did anything like that. His character is just doing what he feels is right for himself. And that's a good argument as well. Drew McIntyre didn't turn heel for the sake of just being evil for no reason. He does have lots of good reasons for his recent actions because he has faced a lot of misfortune. From the Bloodline getting involved in his world title match in 2022, to the Judgment Day getting involved in his title matches in current day. So in that sense, Drew does have the right to feel the way he does right now. The other big mystery hanging over Drew McIntyre's head is of course his WWE contract status. It's been reported ever since last year that Drew's current deal is allegedly up sometime in mid-2024. WWE has been signing lots of superstars to big extensions in recent weeks, but no news regarding an extension of Drew has been released yet. So fans are still trying to figure out if Drew quietly signed an extension over the last few months, or if he's still set to expire in the coming months of 2024. So that itself is a whole other situation to keep an eye on there with Drew McIntyre. If there's no extension signed, then obviously you can't expect him to take part in bigger long-term stories. So we'll have to see what news comes out there. With a lot of fans and reports thinking that The Rock versus Roman Reigns may take place now at WrestleMania 40, that has a lot wondering what would happen to Cody Rhodes in that scenario. And some fans have already come up with a pretty interesting backup WrestleMania feud for Cody Rhodes if Roman Reigns isn't available. And that backup is Randy Orton. Randy Orton has so much history with Cody Rhodes dating back to their days in the Legacy faction. Randy Orton was the teacher back then during their time in the faction, while Cody Rhodes was the student. So to see the both of them come together and collide all these years later, to where Cody Rhodes is on the same level as someone who was once his teacher, would be pretty cool to see. It's a big feud for both Cody and Randy. And if Roman is occupied and there's nothing bigger for Randy Orton to do at WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton could be a solid backup plan. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.